Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo. V'al Yerushalayim shalom. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo. V'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Temple Shalom Emeth, and welcome to our new season, our new year. We're very happy to be starting our services again. We'll miss a week next week with Labor Day weekend, but then we'll be resuming in earnest after that. I'm Ben Silver, Cantorial Soloist, accompanied by my good friends Sheldon Cooperman on guitar and Phyllis on piano. Phyllis Burlow on piano. You should know that, of course. And we'd like to warm up and get in the spirit with a couple more songs. We'll speed things up a little bit with this next one. It's a song we haven't done here too much lately, and it's part of the liturgy. It actually comes near the beginning of the service, and I should have taken a look to see where it is. It's the prayer called Lechu Neranana, and we have a traditional version of that we would like to sing. Do you happen to remember where that? You're busy.
Sorry.
Lechu Neranana. I'm just joking. Lechu Neranana. It's at the beginning, right? But
well,
it's a song of praise to God. And even if
page 130.
Look at that. All right. So here's a kind of a good traditional rhythmic arrangement of this song. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana, l'Adonai. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, l'tzur yishenu, nekadma fana b'toda. Naria, naria, l'tzur yishenu, Bizmirot nariyalo. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana, l'Adonai. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana, l'Adonai. One more time, a little part. Naria, naria, l'tzur yishenu, nikbar bat napta. Naria, naria, l'tzur yishenu, bizmirot nariyalo. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana, hear those shakers. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, l'Adonai. All right.
The over the summer somebody absconded with Phyllis's tambourine. Do you know where it is?
Wow, they've been taking all sorts of things from our temple. I heard about something else too. We won't let them do that anymore now. We're back. We have one more song to do to warm up, and this one is called Shir Chadash, a new song, is what that means. And it's also sometimes called Shiru Ladonai, let us sing to God. And it's in the back of your books, the words, somewhere on page 642. And I should be better prepared for this. And it might even be beyond that. There is a table of contents in the back of the book too. Shir Chadash, page 648. So it's a little bit slower, but still got a kind of a rhythm to it, so I hope you'll shake along and sing along with this one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. We'll sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. On the earth a new song unto God. Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Middle part. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. I will sing a new song unto God.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's wonderful to be back. It seems like it's been forever, and it's great to see all of you and some usual faces and I won't say unusual faces. But it's great to have you all here, and I'm feeling a little thwarted because I can't find my tambourine, which is like why I was running like a nut.
In your office, perhaps?
Oh, here it is.
Look at that.
So they tried to hide it from me,
Seek
but they
and
couldn't.
ye shall find.
Seek and ye shall find. But it's great to be back, and it's great to celebrate Shabbat with you. And I woke up this morning just feeling extra happy, and I think it was because I could be together with all of you today. So
Should we do those songs again now that you have?
yeah. Do you mind repeating those past 3 songs? So anyway, we're going to start our service by opening the doors of the Ark and the Ark curtain. Rachel, you happen to be the youngest one here just by a little bit. Do you mind coming up to open the doors of the Ark and the Ark curtain? Thank you. Please rise in body or spirit.
Nice harmony on that. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. And we're going to continue our service as we begin Shabbat with the lighting of the lights of Shabbat on page.
120.
Don't do it.
120. Oh. That one's too far gone, I think.
Let's pray really hard. do you think?
Try one more time.
Is it those trick candles?
No.
Those trick candles. Sheldon, do you put those trick candles?
You know what, you know
It's
what.
trick matches
People
right
when you
now.
get back to services.
All right, let's get the Boy Scouts involved.
Where's Sam when you need him?
Yeah. Now I don't
No
feel so
pressure,
bad.
Ben.
I have another one.
No pressure.
I know, right?
Hordes of people are watching you online.
Why don't we just rub the two
I'm
guitars
used to
together?
that.
Yeah.
There you go. Ready? Am I getting it? There we go. All right.
When in doubt, call the Boy Scouts. All right, well,
Boy
I
Scout's
think we should
father.
have our temple matriarch come over and light the candles for the first time this year. Phyllis Burlow, particularly since I just realized that on the camera you are hidden from view.
Oh, no.
So you need to come out into the light, literally. Light the candles first.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, amen,
And now that we've lit the light for this special holy day, we're going to continue with the singing of Lecha Dodi, welcoming the Shabbat bride on page 138. Get those speakers ready.
Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Lekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Lekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'tibur echad Ishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemu tiferet v'li'ila Lecha Dodi Lekrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Lekabela. Lecha Dodi Lekrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Mekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva ore, kumi ori. Uri, uri, shir daberi, kivod Adonai alayich nigla. V'chadodi, v'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat v'kabela. V'chadodi, v'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat v'kabela. Last verse. Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha, u'tzahola, toch emunei, segula, boi chala, v'chadodi, v'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat Mekabela. V'chadodi, v'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat Mekabela. B'nei Shabbat Mekabela.
And now that we've welcomed the Shabbat bride, we're going to continue with the next section of our service called the Shema V'Birchotecha, the Shema and its blessings. And we invite you to please rise on page 146 and bow your spirit for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hamavorach Leolam Va'ed.
Page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi laila umavdil bein yom uvein laila Adonai tzavaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Top of 149 together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 150.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim אותנו למד איתה, אותנו למד איתה. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. באהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
We now continue with the watchword of our Jewish faith, the Shema, on pages 152 and 153. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated and turn to the next page, and please join me as we chant the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech ושכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Together, you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God, Adonai Elohechem Emeth. Now we're going to turn to page 158 as we continue with the singing of Mi Chamocha, the song the Israelites sang when they crossed the Red Sea to freedom from Pharaoh's grip. Get your shakers ready.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נגדר בקודש, מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נגדר בקודש, תודה תהי לו, עושה פלא. מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נגדר בקודש, מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נגדר בקודש, תודה תהי לו, עושה פלא. מלכותך באו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, ואלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נגדר בקודש, מי כמוך אדוני, מי כמוך נגדר בקודש, תודה תהי לו, עושה פלא.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise to you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Now we continue on page 160 with the Hashkivenu prayer. Hashkivenu is a prayer asking God to create a shelter of peace around us.
Adonai Elohim, Shalom, Shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu v'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Keep us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Continue on page 162 with Vishamru. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael HaShabbat, v'asod et HaShabbat b'torah Torah tambourine olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Shabbat v'asor et Shabbat D'var Torah Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael ohi le'olam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael Shabbat v'asor et Shabbat D'var Torah Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz shamru b'nei Yisrael Shabbat sod et Shabbat dorotam berit olam Uvayom hashlishi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shamru b'nei Yisrael Shabbat Asor et Shabbat V'dorotam berit olam.
And that concludes our next section of our service, and we now continue with the third section called the Tefillah, which means the prayer where we speak directly to God. On page 164, please rise in body or spirit.
Page 166. Please join me as we chant the Avot prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem L'Ma'an Shemo B'Yahah Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Page 168. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia Mechalkel chayim bechesed מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך מימי ומחיי, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Page 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Together, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Now continue with Shalom Rav, a song for peace, on page 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Ta'asim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Ta'asim Le'olam. Ki ata Melech Adon Ki ata Melech Adon. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Ta'asim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Ta'asim Le'olam. B'tov Einecha Libarei et Amcha Yisrael b'kol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Ta'asim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Ta'asim Le'olam. Ta'asim Le'olam.
Together in English. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Now continue on page 371 with the Misha Beirach, Get Well Prayer. May the winner bless our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Bless and heal those who are ill. This evening we think in particular of Judy Bloomfield, Michael Nussbaum, and if there are names of others you'd like us to keep in our hearts and our minds, we prepare to recite this prayer. You may say their names aloud or in your hearts as I look across the room.
Sharon Lippman. Shelley Lieberman. Katie Tangway. Jackie Goldberg. Brother of Betsy Knox.
James Gwynn.
Jimmy Zamora.
Aiden Foss.
We also think of all those who are suffering from COVID at this moment and other diseases in the hospital and elsewhere. those around the world who are suffering from political or economic hardships. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for all their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send all of them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Mi sheberach avotenu mikol habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And now, in addition to thinking about those who need our support and our help, we are also commanded to celebrate life and to thank God for all of our many blessings. He's in the camera view, he knows. So this is a moment when we can raise our spirits and think about all the blessings and gratitude that we have in our lives. And it's an opportunity for us to say something in particular that we're particularly grateful for, to help us all appreciate the life that God gave us. So it's been a long time. I know we might have built up a lot of good things happening. So I'll start off with the fact that my son finally got a job in Tacoma, Washington, but the type of job that he wanted. So I'm really excited and happy about that. Who else has something they would like to share, something that they're grateful for, or a blessing that they have in their lives? Carol.
My son Abe, who was bar mitzvah here, is getting married in
Awesome.
October.
Mazel tov. Little Abe is now 28 and getting married this October. Mazel tov. Shelley.
Our daughter Kara received her teaching license.
Yay!
Excellent. Shelley's daughter Kara received her teaching license.
Okay.
Who else? Val.
We are making lots of plans, so our High Holy Days will be very meaningful, and I'm just very glad to have such a good group. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, such a good group of people that are there to help in any way we need. So thank you for that. I'm grateful for that.
So Val is very grateful for the group of people who are helping her as the head of the Religious and Ritual Committee prepare for the high holidays, and we're thankful for you in particular. Who else? Meg.
I've had both my eyes cataract surgeries done and I'm seeing so much better.
Excellent. Meg had both her eyes cataract surgery done and she's seeing a lot better. Excellent. Anna.
Anna can walk.
Anna can walk. That's a big one. Something we always take for granted too often, but that's wonderful. That's great news. Anything back here? No?
Well, we've had our son with us for a couple of weeks now. He's been a freshman at UMass Amherst, and he actually had a job there for a while this summer as well. Very interesting job doing research, which we're also grateful for. And then he came back here and is kind of finishing up some of that research and spending some time with us, which is very nice.
Excellent. If there's nothing else, I'll just add one more from the temple perspective, which is that we already, it's not even the end of August, we already have 5 new families joining the temple. And we have our open house on Sunday, which I hope we'll all be at and bring more people. And I'm very optimistic that we're gonna get a couple of more new families on Sunday, which will be an all-time high for us in the past many years. So we're rebuilding, and I'm just thrilled that we're replenishing our numbers as temple members. It's a sign of great health for us in our congregation, and we're up to 5 new students in our religious school, which is also wonderful. So very, very excited. So for all those reasons and more, we'll continue with singing the Shehechianu prayer, thanking God for enabling us to reach this special moment.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
We pause for a moment of silent prayer. And now we're going to continue our service with Oseh Shalom on page 180. Get those shakers going.
Oseh Shalom Bimroma Uya Aseh Shalom Aleinu Li'akol Yisrael Bimru Bimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimroma Uya Aseh Shalom Aleinu Li'akol Yisrael Bimru Bimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimroma Uya Aseh Shalom Aleinu Li'akol Yisrael Bimru Bimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimroma Uya Aseh Shalom Aleinu Li'akol Yisrael Bimru Bimru Amen.
Well, Shabbat Shalom again, everybody. Just a few little words about this week's Torah portion, which is called Ki Tetzei, when you go out. And this is, I wanted to begin by saying that this past week I had a little bit of a sermon seminar for the high holidays, with a few different rabbis from across the country, and one of them started his presentation by saying, you know what, last week I gave this sermon, and as I was giving the sermon, I realized, wait a second, I don't want to give this sermon now. I want to give this sermon on the high holidays. What am I wasting it now for on this Shabbat? So we all like nodded in agreement, because when all is said and done, I learned a long time ago that every rabbi really only has one sermon. We just keep repeating it over and over again in different ways. So he was kind of upset that he like blew it, and so this week's Torah portion contains a lot of things that I may very well say in the high holidays, so I'm going to try not to say them. But so this week's Torah portion, Kitetse, has more laws in it than any other Torah portion. It has 74, contains 74 of the 613 laws in the whole Torah. And you might think it's like deadly dull or pretty boring to just be reading law after law after law. However, a theme very clearly emerges, which I find to be particularly important. And so some of these laws include laws about something called a beautiful captive, how you should treat a beautiful captive, the inheritance rights of the firstborn, what to do about a wayward and rebellious son, burial and the dignity of the dead, returning lost objects, sending away a mother bird before taking her young, erecting a safety fence around the roof of one's home, various forms of plants and animals, hybrids that can't be eaten, judicial procedures and penalties around sexual immorality, something about marrying people of a Jewish lineage or not a Jewish lineage, laws governing the purity of a military camp, prohibitions against turning in an escaped slave, the duty to pay a worker on time, and to allow anyone working for you to eat on the job, the proper treatment of a debtor, and the prohibition against charging interest on a loan, and lots of laws about divorce. So to me, looking at all of these laws, and I'm going to read you a few of them in particular, the theme to me is compassion, not just for human beings, but how we treat other human beings, whether they're Israelites or not Israelites, but animals and even plants. And the question is, why do we need to be so compassionate towards all of these? But I'll just read you a couple. So when you make a loan of any sort to your compatriot, you must not enter the house to seize the pledge. You must remain outside while the party to whom you made the loan brings the pledge out to you, so you don't embarrass the person who you're collecting the loan from in front of their family. You shall not abuse a needy and destitute laborer, whether a fellow Israelite or a stranger in one of the communities of your land. You must pay out the wages due on the same day before the sun sets, for the worker is needy and urgently depends on it. You shall not subvert the rights of the stranger or the fatherless. You shall not take a widow's garment in pawn. Remember that you were a slave in Egypt, and that the eternal your God redeemed you from there. And then so that's some of them about human beings, and then we go on to animals. If you see a fellow Israelite's ox or sheep gone astray, do not ignore it. You must take it back to your peer. And if our fellow Israelite does not live near you, or you do not know who the owner is, you shall bring it home, and it shall remain with you, and you shall take care of it until your peer claims it. Then you shall give it back. And this is one of my favorites. If a bird's nest chances upon you on the road, on any tree or on the ground, and it contains fledglings or eggs, if the mother is sitting on the fledglings or the eggs, you shall not take the mother from upon the young. You shall send away the mother, and then you may take the young for yourself. In order for that it should be good for you, and you shall lengthen your days. So all of these, to me, are signs that not to harm any other living human being. And the whole underlying theme of all of the commandments is loving life and compassion and doing good. And so to me, that is what being Jewish is all about, and the essence of our tradition. is compassion. And when you are compassionate towards even a bird, so that you don't see a bird, hurt the bird's feelings or make the bird upset by seeing its eggs being taken away from it, and you treat somebody else's animal the way you would treat your own. All of these are necessary for us to keep in mind, that we treat each other in the most humane, compassionate way possible. And it says these are what God commands of us. And so that's really the essence of this week's Torah portion, is compassion, treating every single human living being or any being with dignity and respect. And so, and there was a story about Moses, about how Moses came upon a young sheep when Moses was out walking in the wilderness, and he brought that small sheep back to the flock, and that, according to the rabbis, was the reason why Moses was given the honor of being the representative of the Jewish people, because God said, because you had such compassion for this poor little sheep, that proves to me that you will have compassion for your fellow human beings. And that made him eligible to be the leader of our people. So with all that in mind, it's our time for us to be compassionate towards our fellows, and I'll have more to say about that on Yom Kippur, if not before. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And now we're going to continue our service with the Aleinu on page 586. Please rise and body your spirit.
Aleinu lishabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוסף בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
Please join me at the top of page 588.
שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים, ואלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כתבו בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת, אין עוד.
Now please turn to page 591. Join us in a contemporary version of V'ne'emar and Bayom Hahu.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. אחד ושמו אחד.
We now continue with the Kaddish prayer, the introduction to the Kaddish, which you may find on page 599. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We recall Ruth Benedict, who was a member of our congregation, and Kenneth Geffen, who died recently, and we add to their names the names of those whose yahrzeits or anniversary of whose deaths occur this month. Eva Baden, Nathan Baker, David Karen, Saul Charnow, Florence Chaffetz, Lillian Cohen, Ruth Finkel, Arnold Flagg, Mel Gillette, Julius Glantz, Barry Greenfield, Jean Hall, Lucy Levy, Morton Neufeld, Raymond J. Newton, Larissa Novicheva, Seth Jason Rappaport, Helen Roth, Lorraine Simon, Catherine York. And at this time, if there are names of others you'd like us to keep in our hearts and our minds, we prepare to recite the Kaddish prayer. Let me say their names aloud or in your hearts as I look across the room.
Hillary Gross.
We recall all of those who have died in Ukraine and of COVID and other diseases and other conflicts around the world. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We rise to recite the Kaddish prayer on page 598 in body or spirit. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei rabbah, B'alma divra kirutei v'amlich malchutei, B'chaye chon u'b'yamei chon, U'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'b'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach l'olam u'amei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shnei d'kudesha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'romav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all around the world, as we say together, Amen. Please be seated. And now I'd like to invite Mindy Standley, for the first time this season, to come on up for the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. First, I want to mention some things that happened recently. We had a very wonderful and successful yard sale, the first one that we've had in many years. So thank you to Jeff Nussbaum and Sheldon Cooperman, who did a great job leading us. So hopefully this will become a yearly thing again. It was a lot of fun and oh, come on. And it went very well and is helping the temple quite a bit. So thank you very much, both of you. And I also want to thank Monty and Martha Simon Pearson for hosting a really enjoyable social event last weekend that was very well attended and very much enjoyed. And now for things that are upcoming, on Sunday, this Sunday, from 1 to 3, we're having an open house. Everyone is invited, temple members, people in the community, people who are interested in learning about our temple. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a storyteller for all ages. We're going to have an ice cream truck here for everybody, thanks to Joanna Shalansky, and a lot of schmoozing and noshing. So I hope everyone can attend. And then we'll have a quiet week during the Labor Day weekend. The following weekend, we'll get busy again. We'll be getting ready for the High Holy Days. We'll have a Shabbat service, which may be a band service.
Maybe on the 8th.
Yep, great. Yay. So we will have a band service on the 8th, 7 o'clock.
And fire pit.
And a fire pit.
Oh, and fire pit if we have good weather. So we're all hoping for good weather. And I'm very happy to announce on Saturday, September 9th, will be our first B'nai Mitzvah of the year for Caroline Kaplan. So she'll be having her bat mitzvah that day. And then that Sunday, September 10th, will be the first day of religious school. I'm sure all the kids are really excited about that. So really, and yes, and seriously, I know as a substitute teacher, I've always enjoyed being here teaching, and the kids do have a lot of fun. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks, Mindy.
Thank you, Mindy. And I also want to thank Jeff Nussbaum, our barbecuer extraordinaire, for the delicious dinner we had before the service. And thank you to everybody who brought something for dinner and the oneg afterwards. I hope to see everybody on Sunday. And we're going to have a couple of special art projects. One thing I didn't mention was the Haitian families that I've been working with. And so for adults, we're going to have and for kids, we're going to have 2 big poster boards that say, "Welcome to America" in the middle. And so everybody will have an opportunity to sign that and write a note. And we're going to bring them one to the hotel where they're staying in Billerica and one to the hotel where they're staying in Bedford to show them how much we are welcoming them to be part of our communities. So hope you'll join us. And I think there was nothing else. Mindy covered it all. Thank you. And thank you to the band for doing a great job.
You too. You're part of the band. Hello.
Oh yeah, the highlight was obviously the tambourine.
Very professional sound.
Very professional sound.
Fills coming before each.
Yeah, so somebody tried to hide it from me, but I found it. Don't take it personally, Sheldon. So we're now going to continue with the Kiddush on page 122. I'd like to invite Jeff to come on up and lead us in the Kiddush. Please rise in body or spirit. And there's actually even a Kiddush-like substance in here, which I don't think there was all last year.
Heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the 7th day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the 7th day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the 7th day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadesho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu bacharta, yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, yahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh hashabbat. Amen.
All right. As long as you're up here, why don't you grab the challah? Who's responsible for the challah this evening? So Mindy, come on up and hold the challah with Jeff. Mindy's going to work her way up to baking a challah every week.
Ellen's no, too high a bar to read.
Oh, okay.
Motzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Motzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Thank you very much. May be seated.
And we hope you will join us in our closing song for the service. You'll find the song on page 644. It's a contemporary version of Hevenu Shalom Aleichem, which also includes words in the middle of it, Tuhine Matov, which just happens to be listed right under that on page 644. And I'm sure you know the both words to both anyway, but it's all there for you. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem. There you go.
Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Hevenu Shalom. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Hevenu Shalom. Ine Matov, Manayim, Shevet Machim, Gam Yachad. Matov, Manayim, Shevet Zachim, Gam Yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Hevenu Shalom. Hevenu Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Hevenu, Aleichem, Hevenu, Aleichem, Hevenu Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Sorry we played that so slow.